and use more customers? Today we're talking tech and branding your business and getting more customers by retargeting 100% of your website visitors on this episode of Coffee with Tea. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Tea. Yes, today I got my coffee. So that's for my brother who called me out. So I got you, Anthony. But without further ado, I'm going to be talking to you, or I'm not going to be talking to you. I have a guest who's going to be sharing some wisdom and insight on what web traffic is and what is the definition of really he's gonna get on me again. Retargeting. So without further ado, I would like to bring on Mr. Greg Goshorn. So Mr. Greg Goshorn, welcome. I'm sorry. Did I unmute you? It's still not letting me unmute you.
How about that?
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Goshorn. It's always a pleasure. I was like, I know I hit the button.
Yes, gotta love technology, huh?
Gotta love technology. How are you and your family dealing with the whole COVID-19?
Oh my gosh, we are doing well. We're blessed. Everybody's hanging in there. You know, we're getting through it. The garden's producing. You know, we're canning. So we're doing okay. Thank you. Hopefully you and yours and everybody who's watching is. These are trying times, but I think everybody's doing their best to get through it.
Oh, yes. And like I said, you are my resident go-to person when I need to know what about internet and online sources and stuff like that. So today, because I almost messed it up, we're going to be talking about web trafficking and retargeting. So really, I guess I'll let you make the intro as to what does this all mean for us?
Sure. Well, hey, let's start right here. What does every website need?
Traffic.
It's easy. My 9-year-old granddaughters get that one, right? And so what we help people do in our agency, we do a few other things that I've been blessed to be on your show, and thanks for having me back. And we're always here to help you and everybody else. You know, we always lead with value. So what we help people do specifically on this topic is to brand your business and get more customers by driving more traffic. And here's the magic word, retargeting 100% of your website visitors.
Right. So for those who are not tech savvy, and I'm one of them, what does retargeting mean?
So retargeting is when people go to your site,
Mm-hmm.
and then they go other places and then they see your ads. And it's happened to almost everybody I've ever talked to. They've gone to Amazon and they've looked at a set of headphones, or they've gone to Staples and they've looked at a printer. Well, and then you start going other places online. Well, there's those headphones, right? There's an Amazon ad. There's that Staples. There's that printer ad.
So for those who are like me, who are always thinking, well, dang, you know, Big Brother's just watching everything I do. And so basically the term is retargeting.
The term is retargeting, and it works. It's a proven technique. And to jump a little bit ahead in the technical way, but we could get to that later. So there's a little bit of how it works, but mostly here's the magic of it. So we've been doing online stuff for a long time, helped lots of people in lots of industries, and people always said, I want to market to every person who comes to my website. We used to go, well, you can't. You know, you can have an opt-in box, or you can get them to sign up, right? But now we can go, whoo, touchdown. Yes, we can market to everybody. And so the idea is this, we'll jump right into the details at this point. When somebody visits your website, and then we drop a pixel or a cookie. A lot of people heard of cookies. There's a lot of cookie notices online these days with compliance. And so cookies are used for a lot of stuff online. Like if you ever go to a site and you don't have to, log in, well, then your password is stored in a cookie. And they're
Okay.
used all the time, all over the place. And this one's used for identifying you as a visitor on my site, or anybody's site. Would talk about me, right? And so then you
Mhm.
come to my site and then you leave. And when you go other places online that allow ads, and these are the ads, you've seen them. They're on the top of the page, right? They're short and wide. They're on the sidebar. They're tall and skinny. They might be, in the bottom on blocks. So those
Mhm.
are called display ads, which are different than like a pay-per-click ad, like the text ad in a Google search result. So these ads are everywhere. I mean, they're on Fox, CNN, the Weather Channel, the History Channel, and so when people go to all these other websites, they get to see my ad again. And
Okay.
so it's pretty neat. And this actually can work for like up to 90 days. We can show them ads when they go other places.
Wow. Wow. So I mean, I know this is like getting more into the technical stuff. So when you talk about for the small business owner, we can apply that to the same thing for us, and it doesn't have to cost us an arm and a leg, correct?
Oh my gosh, it's so true, right? Because now it used to be only the world of the big boys, right? The
Right.
Amazons and the Staples, but we got and other people do have affordable solutions that are like for the price of mailing a postcard.
Okay.
So it's very affordable. We have some nuggets and some gifts at the end that we'll talk about on how to get you started with some free stuff and some educational materials. But yeah, no longer is it just a game of the big boys. It's affordable for virtually every business.
Right. Right. So, I'm going to give more information about how to contact you and get you into the services. But really, how does, I know it goes to us like consumers and stuff like that, but how do we set it up for the small business owners to go to, is it like something we have to add to our website, or, how do we?
Yeah, you have to have probably somebody to help you with it, because there's some details on making the ads, right? Because you need different sizes for the different um, placements, right? If you can
Mhm.
imagine, like the one size that fits on the top, header of a thing is short and wide, and one's tall and skinny. And then we make sizes that go like for mobile ads and inside applications and games.
Mhm.
So it's good to find somebody, and that's part of the gift later. I'm going to give a sneak peek. Is that this ebook talks about the things that you need and how to pick somebody, but everybody can. You should know enough so you're hiring the right person to help you, right?
Right.
And so there is some steps. One of them is creating this pixel or this cookie, and then there's making the ads, and then there's running the campaign. And frankly, you know most people outsource this as they do other parts of their digital marketing, because they're good at what they do. They should be focusing on handling the customers they have, you know dealing with the leads, taking good care of people, and doing what they're good at, and then having somebody else to do what they're good at. We liken marketing to, you know, I need a lawyer, right? I need an accountant because they have expertise, and I want people to do it that are good at it. And so a good digital marketing partner fits right in there.
Right. So, I know we talk about like outsourcing and stuff like that, and I know you can do many of things that are like tech savvy folks that just don't get it. So,
Right.
besides having your expertise and stuff like that. So, how do we like I said, you're taking a small business owner. is it the generating the traffic that's going to help them grow to where they can outsource it more? I mean, because a lot of small businesses are bare bones, so we're always
They are.
trying to get to where we can outsource it. So what's like,
Right.
where should we put our efforts at if we're going to start targeting this kind of stuff?
Well, and to back up and not be stuck in the retargeting hole, because I love it.
Right,
And we
right,
think it's great, but there's lots of other ways. I mean, you can do, SEO, you can do, social media posts, right? You can do pay-per-click ads, you can do Facebook ads. There's lots of ways to get traffic to your site. And some people do a lot of these things, and some of these things are a great fit or a better fit to do in-house.
right.
Right? So, I mean, you can go, buy a pay-per-click ad, you can run a Facebook campaign, you can, social media drives traffic. But to circle right back around, here, so here's the traffic story.
Okay.
So the traffic story is this: 96% of the people who visit your website leave without engaging you.
Okay.
Meaning they don't buy, they don't opt in, right? They come and then they go.
Right.
Now, that only leaves you about 4% of all the people that you work really dang hard to get to your site. Even if you didn't pay anybody, you put in the hours and the effort, right?
Right.
To do a social campaign or social media or hand out cards or do a postcard. However, it's on the bottom of every business card, it's everything. So you did all that work and then you just let them go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is why retargeting is magic, because it's the only thing that makes all other advertising more effective.
Okay. Okay. All right. So it's like you said, they're going to be going with where you're going, because they sort of like picked up your pixel, right? They just picked it up and they kind of keep going with you until you're like, okay, hey, I'm ready to buy. It's like your digital thumbprint.
So they come to the site and they get the pixel in their browser, right? And then they look around, and then let's say, for example, they're the 9 out of 10 that just go on.
Right.
Then they carry that around, and then they look online, and then they see your ad. Well, now, instead of doing one of these other methods like, a Facebook ad or a pay-per-click or something like that, and you're just picking an audience, you're guessing, right? You're actually now getting back in front of somebody who's already seen you, been to your site. So, and the cool thing about these display ads that's different than like, a text pay-per-click ad or something is that you get to use your colors, you get to use your logo, right? You get to use your branding. And so what happens is when you invest in the retargeting, people are seeing you again. So more of them click on the ad than if you were just doing something cold or unknown, right?
Right. So, okay.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, it's starting to make sense, because at first I'm like, I mean, I understand what happens and I understand, but like I said, for those, and I'm not alone, and I want to say for those who are actually got it, maybe I'm the slow one here, but if you're picking up what Greg is putting down, please give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, let us know that you're getting that wisdom and stuff like that. So, feedback is really important. So, like I said, I was like struggling here, but like you said, you go there, and what it is basically you're putting yourself on their radar.
That's a great way to say it. And it can be a loop, and then they go back to the site. Maybe the second time they don't buy, but there's ideas of how many times you need to be in front of somebody, stay on top of mind, leveraging your investment.
Right.
And there can be very detailed things, like you can target people, based upon like what page they went to on your site, right?
Right.
So if you do cleanings and you also do teeth whitening as a dentist, you can follow up people who are on the teeth whitening page with like teeth whitening offers.
Right.
compared to the others. And that gets into another thing of the beauty of these display ads
Right.
is you do different things, right? You can do branding, right? Or you can do an offer. Kind of goes back to the traffic story here that we were talking about, right? So 96% of the people leave.
Right. Right.
And we don't know why they left, like each unique one, right? Because we don't know who they are.
Right. Right.
We don't have their email. They didn't buy. We want them to buy, right? That's the whole play and engage. But there's three reasons broadly why they didn't buy, and one of them is that they didn't see a good deal, right?
Okay.
So we do offer ads. We show people offers, and some of them were looking for a certain thing, like they went to your dentist site, but they didn't see teeth whitening, right? So we can do
Right.
branding ads. And then another giant one is people want to make sure they can trust the business that they're going to do business with, right?
Right.
So they want to be trustworthy. So we'll show reputation ads. And so what we do is we know that we're better than smarter. That sounds bad. Than some of these other guys, because some of even the big players only show one ad, but we don't do that. We have like this 10x strategy where we know that we'll show them an offer ad, and then we'll show them a branding ad, and then we'll show them a reputation ad. So even though we don't know which exact reason any particular person left, but if we show this version, these all varieties to every person, we might be hitting all of them.
Right. Right. So it's like adding layers onto the, to why, because I know we're small, so you're competing against the big giants and stuff like that. So, you got to put a bigger effort into your marketing strategy when you're trying to really like go for them. So I understand it's like a digital, like you said, digital footprint.
It is. You're following them around, and you're just not saying the same thing every time you see them. I mean, big companies, Staples, TripAdvisor, every time you see one of their things, it's the same thing.
Right.
And then what happens is there's this thing called banner blindness, meaning if you see the same thing enough, you quit looking at it, you quit paying attention to it, you quit seeing it.
Right. Yeah.
And so now we're kind of doing this like ninja marketing. We're like getting into their heads, like they might see a reputation ad, or they might see the offer, and so they'll be like, oh, I was there, but I didn't know they did teeth whitening. Or I like that place, but now it's on sale.
Right.
Wow. Look at that, man. These people gave them 5 stars.
Right. So like I said, it's all about building your, like, as you said, your reputation and your trust, because if they can see you over here and they say, okay, she just doesn't do interviews, she also does, lives or whatever, then, maybe she does more than, just this one thing that we only think of her for. I'm using myself as an example.
No, that's perfect. Let's see. We use me. Let's use you. Right. And so they might have not seen the page, where you do, this alternate service. But now, since they've seen you, right? They've seen your face. They've seen the red. They've seen the, the Confident Strides logo. Now, when it comes back up in their feed and there's something else that's on their mind, well, then you get them back to your site.
Okay. Now I understand it, because like at first I was like, maybe like I said, I'm not tech savvy. I know how to use some services, but I'm not behind the scenes thing. So.
Right. And so we try not to be, too technical, but it's magic. I mean, in a nutshell, retargeting is the ability to capture 100% of the visitors that come to your website, blog, or landing page, and market to them long after they left your page.
Okay, now that makes sense. So I do appreciate you explaining it to us a little bit more. And we're down to our last 2 minutes or so. So again, where can people find more information about you, your service, and what you offer?
Sure. Well, thank you again for having me. And again, we lead with value. And so I'm going to give people two places to go. One of them is called webretargeting.com.
Okay.
Okay. And that one is where you can go in and you can see about it. There's some case studies, and there's an offer for a free $500 value ad to get people started.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you want to dig in a little bit more, we also have an ebook
Okay.
that tells you about it. And so that one is at a different website, and it's called onepagefunnel.com.
Pagefunnel.com.
And then there's a slash, and then it's website
Okay.
traffic report.
Website traffic report.
Yeah, and so that's the ebook. It's the free report on how to get traffic to your website.
Okay.
And that's a great starter. You can learn at both of those. We'd love to follow up and help anybody we can. And thank you again for having me back.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, Mr. Greg. You always bring a wealth of knowledge, and like I said, I love how you leave your value, your tidbits, your pro tips and stuff like that. So thank you for always coming back and giving us your wisdom.
My pleasure.
And as I close out on this episode, I want to remind everybody, feedback is always welcome. Email us if you have any guests or show ideas. And if you are enjoying what Greg has put down, please hit that like button, give us a comment, give us your feedback, give us your thoughts. That's how we know what you like to hear and stuff like that. And if you're enjoying the insights and the wisdoms that are bringing here on this channel, please hit the subscribe button, please. And also, last thing but never least, take things in stride, go with the flow, and create your own path. And we'll see you back on another episode of Coffee with Tea. So, Mr. Gray, have a great day. Share with us, what was one of your takeaways from today's show? Post your answers in the comments.